What it is, guys, it's your Dino. We're back again with another review, and this one is for Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is a game by Tango Gameworks, which is part of the ZeniMax Media acquisition, which is now under Microsoft. So we'll get straight into the accessibility and we'll talk about that. There is quite a bit of accessibility features in this game. They have all sorts of things from film grain modes and stuff like that to colorblind modes. They have loads of different sight ones. The only ones that they are missing is audio descriptive. They've done a very good job with this game. It does have a lot of customization, UI sizing and stuff like that for people who are hard of sight. They've got colorblind, and then if you are into playing this on different platforms and stuff like that, then you have a variety of different sources. So if you have, say, high-end TV and you also have a low-end TV, depending on where you're playing it, you can balance those out. If you have a TV that supports HDMI 2.1 and you can take advantage of all those features, they have all the different graphics modes available for that, and they can really help you tailor this to the best possible experience. So whilst this is not at my benchmark of the best of accessibility, it's still up there with a very good effort. So well done, Tango Gameworks, on that one. This is me playing it on the Game Pass version, which is on Xbox, so I can take full advantage of full power of the console, which is the most powerful console out of the 9th generation as it stands right now. But we'll get into gameplay and we'll talk about that for a bit. So I think they've done a really good job with this, and the reason why is because they have set this in Japan and they have tried to be as realistic as possible within confines of the topography of how this area of Japan, which is Shibuya Prefecture, I do believe it's called, and they've tried to map out the streets and stuff like that, and this area of Shibuya that you're playing in is actually very well done. I did try and get as many comparisons between the real world Shibuya on a map, like where you can see all the different roads, to compared to the game. And from what I can tell, and now I'm not a map expert or anything, I feel like they've got a very good representation of that in the game. So that's really cool. Now, I do like the fact that you have a variety of different quests, both main story quests and side quests. There's lots of collecting things, and I will get into how I feel about this at the final thought. And I have some pretty passionate takes on that one. So we're going to talk about the customization, and I think that they've done a good job in this one as well. You have all these different skills that you can use. There are 3 trees. You have your abilities, you have your, best way of describing it, ghost wizard powers, and then you have your physical powers, like using the bow, using the talisman, stuff like that, and using the items that you pick up, like the health herbs and stuff, like the health healings, and the bracelets that you wear, which is basically like your defensive and offensive equipment for those who have played other action RPGs. And I feel like the customization within the game, whilst it isn't allowing you to create your own custom character, the fact that you can take Akiko and change up what he looks like is still a level of customization that is grounds for celebration, because allowing you to create your own Akiko when you play the game would have been cool, but having the ability to change what he wears and how he looks does make it more palatable. Whilst it's not 10 out of 10, it's still a 7 out of 10. There are some worse games out there when it comes to customization, but they've done a really good job, and I think that they should be praised for what they've done. They've been working really hard. They've knocked out a bunch of different games. They've only made 5 games ever, and 2 of those were the Evil Within games, and one's Hi-Fi Rush, which is amazing to see that they've made, out of the 5 games they've made, 4 of them on console, and they've all crushed it. Now, the player recommendations, personally, this game is definitely a game that everyone should play. I feel like it has a unique story, it has a unique world, it has some real world relatability. The way that they've created a story is very engaging, and it's a fun play if you're looking for a game to tide you over to that next big release that you're looking forward to. It's a great game, and it's definitely worth the hours that you can sink into this game. Now, that being said, this game is going to be one that can be quite polarizing, so we'll get into my final thought and we will talk about that at length. Now, my personal opinion kind of stems through this game and into other games as well. The MSQ, if you're playing it through on normal, which is what I did here, and you're just doing the MSQ and missions that you could lose, which is the 3 after the end missions, if you do just those and the MSQ, you can be done on the game in about 3 streams, which is 6-hour stream. So 3 6-hour streams and you could be easily done with the whole game. You could probably get it knocked out in 2 if you don't do extra side stuff and go around and find all of the Tory gates, which is what I did, which is why it took me about 15 hours. But that being said, if you do the bare minimum, you could probably have this game finished in about 10 hours. That being said, it stems into something that does bug me a little bit more of late about games. They will make a very small amount of story or content that is the game, and then they will flesh out the rest of the hours within the game with side quests. Now, that's not a bad thing, but I would like to see the content to side quest change in favor of content. Now, I've noticed this with lots of games of late, that they are prioritizing this over creating a story, and that makes me sad. I noticed it with Spoken, I noticed it with this and several other games. The Assassin's Creed franchise is terrible for it now. You can play the newest one, Valhalla, and you will sink easily 200 to 300 hours in that game just in side quests alone. And that's a terrible state of affairs in my opinion, because when 90% of the content is optional, it's going to leave those that do the bare minimum, the main content, which is the focus of the game, left feeling sour grapes in my opinion, because they are going to be like, well, why did I just spend 60, 70, 80, 90, however many dollars or pounds on this game when I only got, say, 10 hours worth of actual gameplay out of the game, and they expected me to do hundreds of hours worth of side questing and optional content. I get it, it's a way of fluffing out a game and padding it out. There comes a point where there's over padding. Make more content, or just release the game at a lower price point. That's my opinion. I appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate all the love and support. Like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think about this. If you disagree or agree, I'd love to know. Sound off in the comments, and I will see you in the next one, guys.